Man, I tell you, I'm happy. First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC. Right now, I'm on my site for the screen paint for our exotic technology we've been working on. I'm so happy. God is good, and I'll tell you why. Man, I had to go through some stuff, man. Sometimes you have to go through all that. Trying to get everything organized, packed up a little bit here in my spot right here. We are blessed because we got a place. So I've been looking for a while since I've been here, looking for a place where sometimes point it felt like it was never going to happen, but we got one. And got a nice one too. So God blessed us to get exactly what we needed. Taco, you need water? So we're going to be doing some, I'm going to hook up some real nice stuff in my place. Here's some water for you, Taco. Stop shooting all over the floor, you'd have water. I'm going to be able to hook up. I haven't decided what projectors I'm going to be using yet. I do know I'm probably going to use ultra short throw for my Alpha 1. Oh, we'll get a chance to show off the Alpha 1 technology. I had it packed up in the container over there, and now we're going to be able to show off the Alpha 1s. The gamer, we're going to be able to show off the other technology you've been working on. All that will be able to show and display. And I'm pretty sure since I haven't done a demonstration in a while, it's probably got to be a lot of cool demonstrations I can get a chance to show off in the new technology. Like all that's there. Let me get rid of this stuff right here. So happy. God is good. I'll be back and get a couple of things tidied up in here real quick. Now, I got a 12-month lease with this place, and I am definitely making plans already for elsewhere because I just want to get a chance to get down here, get settled in. I could have rented a house. Again, don't want to rent a house. I need something small, something cozy, but a good size. And this will give me a chance to give me a lay of the land. I can get a chance to get out more and, see what I got up here for me to work with. But I do plan, I've been looking at leasing land. I am in the process of when 12 leases up, I'm going to lease about 5 acres of land to myself. And then from there, I'm going to go in and get a custom built house. Get a couple of nice places to contracts up here. And then I can work on, at least I got more room to work at. I got a lot more room to work at, which is really nice. You have to people understand that some people don't understand sacrifice. They don't understand hard work and sacrifice. And they will never understand that. And that's why they will always be where they are, because they don't understand that hard work and sacrifice. Didn't bother me much to leave a 1,600 square feet house to move into this small area here, because I did that for over 4 years when I first started my company. I built Digital One Crystal screen paint from the ground up. I slept on a floor for many, many years, and I built a company. And I hard work every single day, getting up in the morning, walking to the post office to drop off packages for my customers, and the rain and the snow. Did it all. When I was sick, whatever, I got it done. But I always put my faith in God at the end of the day. And I hear the naysayers, I hear the haters over there upset and talking about, oh, he's living with his mother, oh, he's doing this and that. Yeah, I was living with my mother and living with my family. And I was blessed to have good family members that took me in, because I didn't basically get kicked out. I left. I couldn't be at that place anymore. The place became a tomb for me. I was stuck in the house every single day. Didn't go anywhere, didn't do anything, and my life was slowly passing me by. I get down here, I go there, I go to different places, I go to Walmart, I go anywhere I want, and it feels like I'm free. And man, but while I was there, I didn't waste my time. I utilized and worked hard while I was there. I can show off giant 250-inch screens. I can show screens on just about any level I want. All my tests, got all my work done while I was here, while I was there. So now I have all this to display anytime I want. I have the credit to back my product up. And just like when I was here in this small area right here for 1 month, I utilized it. Any area I utilized it. Got all my paperwork, everything done, piles of paperwork done on everything to legit to make my company real. There's no shame in trying to shame me because I'm supposed to be a 70-year-old man living with his mother. Trying to shame me because I'm living with family. You can't shame me at all, period. You see that site right there? Built that site while I was here. That's a company that's about to launch next year. Next to it, you see another company. I built that company while I was in the other house before I left. No shame in my game. Oh, do a demonstration, do a demonstration. You really don't have to do any demonstrations. That's what I spent all that time doing, all those tests and all that work to back my products up. You think I'm going to sit there and have something to hide in the day? I don't have anything to hide in the day. I sat there and said on camera that I'm living with family. I sat there and said on camera that I haven't seen my mother in 4 years, and to be able to get up every morning and walk over and say, hey, Mom, how you doing? And watch some TV with her, enjoy some time with her is a blessing for me. You want to tease me on that? What are you, 5 years old? What is wrong with you? And you think for a day that my Lord and Savior, the one that blessed me with all this amazing technology, is going to lay me to the streets so the devil can sit over top me and laugh at me? No. I got blessed to get put into a very beautiful apartment. And then from there, well, since I know the lay of the land pretty well, since I've been shopping around looking for places, my next step is 5 acres. 5 acres, and I will own the land, and I will own my property. And I will be well established in this area with my technology. Because I did the test, I put the work in, and while I was here in this little space right here, I made my company 100% official. Yep. And also, too, in the same process, some of you will be getting crushed this year in court. That's really nice tick off from here, isn't it? Woo! What you fighting, Apple? Yep. You haven't achieved anything at all. You haven't achieved anything in that one little spot except for going to court. That's all you achieved this year. Man, I got to figure out how to do my setup. I definitely want to get a cloud couch. I like them. I want to get a cloud couch. I want a 250-gallon fish tank. I definitely want that. My gaming studio is going to be sick. I'm definitely going to do a map design for the floor because I want to do projector mapping for my floor. And I got my popcorn machine. I unload all my gaming equipment, all that stuff. And I can show up the new technology because throughout my entire place is going to be all black alpha technology through the entire house. Or apartment right now. I'm used to saying house. But yeah, that's going to be through the whole entire unit. I cannot wait to set that up. I cannot wait. I'm dying to see what my technology is going to look like. So I'm building my own screen. I'm not going to buy. For what? I spent all this money for a screen. I can't even get it borderless. And I want a borderless screen. I don't want that border around it. So I'm building my own. So as I said before, I've had this conversation with people. Now, the other place, I could build whatever I want, cut, saw, whatever. I was in a house. This, I'm not in a house. So this helps those of you that are going to be in apartments, they're going to be using our technology. I can also, too, help you there, too, also. So if you want to know basically how to cut, build, and design your own screens without disturbing your neighbors, well, we can show you how to do all that. So this is fantastic because it allows me to show that my technology works on every level. I've been in 4 different houses with 4 different forms of environment, and I was able to display my technology in any place I land at. And even in apartments, my technology will pull with no problem whatsoever. And that place is super bright. That's what I love about it. So now I can just relate to everybody. I've done my technology in apartments, and I've done my technology in houses. And there's no way in the world my apartment's going to look like that dark back cave or whatever the heck that's supposed to be at the end of the day. I might even buy the P2 and show you how it really works. I saw one for $2,000 and I may pick one up and show you what that projector really is supposed to look like. Where you're supposed to be to pick up a 100% black level or star field in a fully lit environment. Gee whiz Louise. Places will be looking like caves at the end of the day. Sitting up there in all that dark. There's no way in the world I'm be sitting in some dark apartment, can't even barely make out anything in there because the environment is over that $3,300 machine. I'll show you how that machine works at the end of the day. Light that entire area up. As a matter of fact, I plan to outdo the promo demonstration. I'm gonna blow those out of the water with a much bigger screen. My screen size for that projector is going to be around 3,800, about 38. I'll do a 138 inch screen at maybe 1610. I want something customized. I want something that nobody else has. I want a certain screen. I'm going to do it all black. That's going to be completely borderless. And now I found out that basically I got to ask them some policies. Can I drill holes in the walls? Yes, I can, as long as I cover them up. I'm going to do a different form of screen. I don't want it to hang from, I'm not hanging from the ceiling. My ceilings in that place are like, they're somewhere between 12 and 13 feet high. The ceilings are huge in there. You'll see it when I show the camera and I pull it up. The ceilings are huge. They're like 13 feet up. They're huge. We can't basically do a levitation, but we're going to do a different kind of levitation. We're going to do a levitation where it looks like it's floating out from the wall. Levitation. That's what we're going to do. I'll show you how to do that one. It's pretty easy. Because now they're saying that we can drill into the wall. We're literally going to have to drill into the wall to do this. We're going to have to take a drill bit and we're going to have to punch these holes right into the wall, which they said, as long as I cover everything up, I'm good, because I explained to them exactly what I'm going to do. And we're going to put in these crystal clear pegs into the wall that's going to connect to the screen. And that's going to give the illusion that the screen is actually floating off the wall, because we're going to have lights behind the back of the screen that's going to reflect off the wall. That's going to pass through those pegs and it's going to blend in. And it's going to make the screen look like it's actually floating off on the wall. Oh, you like that, don't you? There we go. That's what we do. We do stuff differently. So I figured, got a loan coming in from PayPal. I'm almost done my other one. And I'm going to take some of that money from a loan and I'm going to pick up the P2, and I'm going to pick up some parts for a really crazy gaming PC, maybe a little VR, the G2s. I might get the G2s or the Index. I haven't decided which one, and I just want that for something else, relaxation. But I am going to pick up another high-end projector. We need that for another demonstration. I got to get a couple inflatable screens. I got to pick up a 13 Delta EcoFlow battery pack unit before we do demonstrations outside for the summer. So that's when we're doing with that loan. And it would be nice to do a demonstration on ultra short throw outside. To have the P2 outside on a demonstration outside, that'd be pretty nice. I think that'd be cool. Because a lot of people look at that projector, anything's restricted for inside. You can take that thing outside. We're going to take ours outside. I'm going to get a custom case for it and take it outside and use it for displays outside for ultra short throw. Because ultra short throw is nice to have, because again, if you're doing an event and you got a projector behind you, you're going to have to put this projector up on this really high stilt so people don't walk in front of the projector or get blinded by it. Mind you, most people are outside are going to be using like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 projectors, and that's something you definitely don't want guests walking into. Unless you're going to put the projector behind the screen and just do this huge, massive, transparent screen. But the problem you have with that is plexiglass for that size is extremely expensive. And if you tried to do this with the closest thing you could come with doing that is that kind of invisible PVC tarp that they use for basically for I guess it's just PVC tarp that they use. But anyway, these are for greenhouses and stuff like that. That you can use, but that's a bit of a heck of a job to do. That's a headache. Just better off just going with an ultra short throw and just sticking it up there, because then that way you don't have to worry about people walking in front of it. So that's what we're going to do, a giant display. We're going to use ultra short throw projectors for it. And everybody I see with the P2 projector is sitting in the dark. We'll show you how that projector is supposed to be utilized. We'll stick that thing in eco mode, turn off that 2 million to 1, which is a joke for us because our screens are black, and I'll light that thing up in a fully lit environment and show you how they're supposed to work without calibrating the projector, which we don't need to do. So that's what I'll do on my next loan. I got another loan coming up. We'll drop and get that. Now, am I going to be my main projector? Nah, not really. I'm just using it for demonstrations. My main projector is going to be 720p because we use those projectors to show the customers at the end of the day that they don't have to spend all this money for an expensive projector just to get an amazing image. We're going to have some fun with the P2 too on top of that. So we're going to do the P2, put it on a gray screen, and we're going to take the projector that has a 2000:1 contrast ratio and stick that on our black technology and see which one can pull a better star field in a fully lit environment, even though that projector has a 2,000,000:1. And this is why I show you that it's a waste of your money. Well, if you bought it for that purpose, it's a waste of your money. You're not going to get a black level. That's going to ruffle some feathers. But we don't care. Because if people are sitting there telling you because you have 2,000,000:1 contrast and you're going to pick up a black level equal to a black screen, they have lied to you. That's never going to happen. If that was the case, well, then I would see more demonstrations of people displaying the 2,000,000:1 option on the projector in a fully lit environment instead of doing it in the dark. Why are you in the dark anyway? Your projector literally sits right on top of the screen at 3,000 lumens. I don't get it. But we know why. There's nothing wrong with the P2 projector. There's something wrong with the screen. That's the problem. That's why you don't see the demonstrations in fully lit environments. That's pretty ham. We're from Pawtucket. Pawtucket now has an area that he can race back and forth at 100 miles an hour. Yeah. The hallway, we got a long hallway. The bathroom is humongous. The bathroom is huge. The bathroom is literally another bedroom. It's actually, the bathroom is big. Finally, I got a big bathroom. Well, actually, no. One of the other houses I moved in, I had a big bathroom. And this bathroom is actually bigger than that bathroom. Got a full-size bear claw tub. I love, you know how big a bear claw tub is? They're huge. Oh man, this place is nice. Absolutely love it. Got a nice little restaurant across the street from me, which they're going to be doing business with us for the AdTech technology. I get a chance to see my technology. Every time I walk out the door, I get a chance to see it displayed on their glass. And the apartment that I'm moving into, they're interested also in the AdTech technology. They basically want to incorporate it into all their other businesses on advertising through glass. But yes, it's a blessing. God is good. My first day, I'm not doing any videos. I'm going to basically spend the whole entire day praising my Lord, thanking Him for the wonderful blessing. And after that, I'm going to set everything up, all my equipment. I'm not even going to unpack. I'm going to put all my stuff up there. I'm not unpacking jack. I'm going to spend the whole day praising my Lord, thanking Him. Order some food, get some hot tea, watch something on the cell phone, and then the next day I'll set up. Man, I had to go through a lot, man. I had to go through a lot. My Shamrock. Pretty soon I'll be able to display this off next. You'll get a chance to see this technology soon. All the technology we to see. This is where our video players will start getting filled in. Nice platform for our site. I like this site the most. This is the site that allows me to build outside the box. It allows me to design the web page. Sometimes you have to design web pages so, you know, they have a, in a sense, like professional. We have to be a professional, but you have to stick to certain guidelines. If I'm doing things for a home theater, this product right here that we're making here, this allows me to go outside the box. Golden Taco. Also told them that they know about Taco because they asked about the cat. You got to put that on the application. Taco's full name, which is quite long. Most of it he got from my Dominican and Mexican friends, Puerto Rican friends. They all added the rest of it. His name was too short, so they added their own stuff to it. But all the Taco's proceeds, once we get Taco up and going, will be going to the SPCA. All of it goes to the SPCA to help other animals out. This Golden Taco. Legendary Dark Unicorn. This is actually going to be a gamer paint. Oh, I saw a gamer PC. It was pink. I'm getting it. I'm buying it for myself. I'm going to basically, this is going to be a great way to show off this product. This is actually a gamer screen paint for the ladies. And hey, if you're a guy and you want it, because I'm getting it. Actually, I'm building myself an all pink and purple gaming PC to go with this screen. And we are working on an invisible version of the gamer, which means the coating has a kind of a strange look to it. So we're going to make an invisible version of the gamer. Did I add something to this? I swore we added something to this. Refresh this real quick. We're going to design something for the ladies, but I'm going to actually build myself a pink gaming PC for this. My setup. This is right here. This is going to be pretty cool right here. That blue. We got this new product. Now, mind you, these are not screen paints. They're screen paints, but they're not for basically for home theater use. The only ones we have on here that you can use is pretty much just gamers. And you can use it for that too, for projector mapping applications, will be Taco and the Unicorn. But the rest of these are used for projector mapping applications. That's what they're used for. And the art community, they would like to be able to paint with different color screen paints. And imagine those screen paints are ambient light rejection projection paint used for actually projector mapping. So that's what this technology is going to be engineered for. We're also working on an invisible coating. It's an invisible black contrast that will allow them to use that for mapping also. Sometimes if you have a structure like this and you're mapping off of it, you're only going to be able to get so much color off of this because you're just mapping off a plastic water bottle. But with that invisible coating we're working on, we can actually attach an invisible screen without changing the color of the structure itself, and that way the artist can have the original art, but have an invisible screen attached to it that when the projector reacts to it, it actually boosts the color, contrast, and white levels of a bottle. So each one of these products needed this website to basically express how we feel about the product. We have Mystical Blue, and this is why we wanted to design an entire environment around the product. It's kind of hypnotic. Don't stare at it too long, but it's pretty crazy to look at. I know, it's kind of weird, isn't it? But we wanted something that pretty much gave the personality of the product. Then we have Extreme Yellow Nova. So that's what Metal Man is in the back. There's actually going to be 5 of these Metal Men. And they're going to have, we're going to use probably, I don't want big projectors in there for the showroom. So we're probably going to use probably like the ViewSonic Portable, the VMs or V12, what do they call them, projectors anyway, to actually projector map them. So that's the showcase for getting ready. The showcase for the other one called Yellow Nova. This is Exotic 3D Mapping Black. I gotta add some more stuff to this right here to this page. And this is the front and rear acoustic visual effect coating we're going to be working on also too. For those of you who have that DJ life, this is going to be for you guys. This allows you to bring your visual effects to life in the back of whatever you want to put it at you're projecting through. I'm going to finish it off right there. So, yeah, this is some of the stuff we're working on for the art community. Get them ready, get them started. And then pretty soon we'll be able to show off the first of the technology under Alpha 1. You'll get a chance to see one. When I tell you this is going to be a monster of a screen, it is going to be a monster of a screen. I cannot wait to get my 136 or 38. I haven't decided, but I know I want it at 1610. Super jet black. My walls are bone white. This is going to be a thin black screen. So when I build this, I don't want to use the same wood that they use for the wide. We're going to make the wood, we want very thin, very, very thin wood, because I want this thing to look like a sheet of plexiglass, but it's going to be wood. It's going to be made out of wood. Ooh, that wouldn't be a bad idea, to tell you the truth. But that's a huge piece of wood for 136 grand. It's really big, but this would be the best way to do it. So we're going to do something special with this screen. That trick we showed you how to basically take fabric and turn it into a sheet of board by using the Network Gray 773, which personally I like to use because it goes on quite nicely. But anyway, we're going to do 5 coats on this surface to make it stiff as a board, as we had the 129-inch screen. And we want to make it very thin. So I need a very thin piece of wood from top to bottom, so we can have this thin sheet, and we're going to coat that super jet black. And that's going to allow us to be able to bore holes into each corner. We're going to punch holes into the wall, and then we're going to drop in these crystal clear plastic tubes that are going to connect into the wall and to the back of the screen to give the screen the illusion that it's floating by itself off the wall. Then the back area, we're going to basically run some high white paint around the back of the frame, so it basically reflects off the wall, and we'll run some blue neon, keep it nice and soft. So when the blue neon triggers off, it hits the white wall reflects off and bounces and hits the white frame behind the back of it. And as for the blue, because it's clear, light can pass through it and you can't see it. It looks like the screen is actually sitting up by itself off the wall. That is going to look absolutely gorgeous. Now, if I'm picking up the P2 for that display, I want my P2 jet black. Probably going to do some modifications. Put a nice little like LED EO wire and run a nice blue LED design underneath of it. As for my main projector, I will be using off because I'm using that for demonstrations. My main projector under the NECs, I will be modifying my projector. So basically it's an all white projector. I'm going to turn mine to a nice lacquer, shiny coated black, and I'm going to run LED lights inside the unit, which I figured how to do it. And I'm going to run a LED light underneath the bottom of it. It's going to look pretty sick. Now, I'm thinking here. Since they're going to give me the option to be able to drill, well, as long as I clean it up and put it back the way it is. I'm not painting the ceiling in here. We're not doing any of that. But as long as I can do that, why do I have to have the P2 on this giant bookcase? I don't want a giant black bookcase sitting on the floor. That's just going to look, ugh. I don't want, it's just too much. I want it to look clean, nice and clean. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to build a shelf system that comes out a little bit, enough where I can fill the screen up. And then I'm going to set my projector, because I want my projector, I'm doing it ultra short though. I want it like it's levitating, like it's floating itself. Oh, that would be so sick. A floating projector, floating screen. Oh yeah, that would be hot. Oh, we definitely got to do that. I miss building. It's in my head already how to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 130, probably going to do it 138 1610 levitating floating screen that comes off the wall. No cables, no wires, none of that. And we're going to do a levitating system for the projector. That's not hard to do. That's easy to do. That's really easy to do. And we'll do one for the sound bar at the bottom. We'll have it levitating like it's all floating off the wall. Doing the projector is not hard to do. It's a bracket system. That's all it is. When you do a bracket system, basically, you don't want the shelf area because you can see the shelf area. You put in a small platform on the bracket system. You put two of them side by side so they hold the projector in the center. Projector's not going to tilt over because the way you're going to have it, I'll show you how to basically connect a projector to a nice little thin kind of bookcase display. It's kind of hard. You know how it works for me. I can't tell you. I have to show you how it works. I'm seeing it in my head. It's kind of hard to explain as I'm seeing it how we have to do this. But this will give the projector the illusion that it's actually literally floating by itself. And that's what I want. I think I'm going to do the same thing with the speakers. Man, I swear we should have made an acoustic version of this technology. That'd have been nice. Because then I can have my soundbar behind the back of my screen if I do it that way. And we can't even make an acoustic version of it. Do I want to do an acoustic version? Usually, most of the time, I do this stuff because I want it for myself. No, I'm not going to do an acoustic version. I just have the soundbar floating. That's what I'll do. I have the speakers floating. This is going to be nice. So that's how I'm going to set that up. And then you'll get a chance to see a fish that I'm going to be getting from my sister. She's going to be getting something else. It's quite a big fish. Good size. It's jet black. It's gorgeous. It's jet black. Has this huge fin that comes up and comes back down. I love the personality of the fish. Actually, I think there's 3 of them in there. So I'm going to get me an all black tank. They're used to being in the dark. So she has these really big shipwrecks in there, and they hide in the shipwrecks. And they come out. They look like sea monsters, the way they come out and they duck back into the darkness. So I'm going to set up a special tank for them. Now, I know they get pretty big. They can grow a size of a tank. So I'm going to probably get a good sized tank, but I don't want it too big for these things. But we're going to do all black lights in there. I'm going to do all black lights, all black stones in there, do the background so it's nice and dark for them. And I'll put these massive little caves in there so they can move about in these caves. And then what I'll do is in the center, I'll put down a little bit of light, just a little bit, so you can see this thing when it moves past. So it can stay in that darkness. I can't wait to get that right there. She's going to give me those. There's 3 of them. And they're pretty easy to maintain, as she said. She's going to teach me how to run the fish tank. That fish tank's not going to be really that big. It's probably going to be about 30 gallons for those. And then for my main fish tank, I'm going to do 250 gallons. So they're going to teach me how to use that because I don't even know how to run that. So that'd be nice. So let's go look at Alpha. I want to get an Alpha 1 for the 38-inch floating levitating screen, and then for the gamer, I'm doing an Alpha Gamer for the other room. Now, as for the Black Series, I'm doing it Cinema. I'm doing a Black Series Cinema for my wallpaper setups. I do like the Cinema wall, the Cinema Complete. That's what I'm doing 2 of those, 2 100 inches, because these are going to be replaced. We're not using these monitors. I'm using monitors because I'm in the spot. But when I move to the other place, we're going to be ripping our PCs out of these cases. And I'm going to put them in other cases, more desirable because I like these, but I want to put them in other cases. Change out the power supplies, upgrade the graphic cards on them, light stuff like that. Run some neon lights to it and all that other good stuff. Power supplies definitely got to be swapped out. And these have 250s in them. That's basically about it. But we're going to swap out all the power supplies and all that stuff like that. Update these, put these in newer cases and stuff, light them up. And we're going to actually match them with dual 106-inch wallpaper portrait screens. So my projectors will be on the other side. They'll be able to hit that with no problem. We'll be using those with keystones. I got to get another Christie projector because the Christie projectors work well for doing the portrait mode for that display because they had that box bottom. So I am probably going to pick up another one for about 150 bucks. That's all I got to pay for them because we don't require expensive projectors. We don't need them. Not needed. Like that ghostly look. Yeah, I'm happy. Took a while. We got it. We definitely got it. Gotta go through some horror shows though. You landlords out there. What the freak? Really? I mean, seriously, what the freak? Some of these places, man, that I went to this one place. The woman there, she was very nice. She was a sweetheart. She was very, very nice. But unfortunately, she was a broker for a guy who really had a really nice property. He had a really good property. The location of the property was nice. It was like not in town, but it's on the outskirts of in town. It was like really nice, a nice little area right there. But he just didn't want to put the money in fixing the place up. I mean, appliances and stuff like that. Mostly people want to go with black and stainless steel appliances, but still you can have some really nice up-to-date white appliances in there at the end of the day. But still, when you're doing stuff like putting an oven right next to a refrigerator, that's a freaking fire hazard. Number one, an oven's going to generate heat regardless, and refrigerators do generate heat at the bottom. You don't think you're joking? Stick your hand down there and see how hot a refrigerator can get. And you got them two sitting side by side with no airflow. Oh man, it's a potential hazard. And then the oven didn't have a back to it. You can clearly see where the back was completely missing off of it. One of the windows, like they covered it with paint, but then tried to clean it, but they left the paint residue still on the window. And toilets were dirty, and the bathtub was dirty. And then there was these weird doors on the side of the wall that led to a secret staircase in the house. Now, usually some of the older houses have those secret staircases. Usually those staircases are for something else. If you know anything about Black history, they were used for something else. You buy a house and it has a dumbwaiter and it has a back staircase, they were used for something else. Pretty much when you had a banquet or whatever they were having, the slaves were not allowed to walk through the dining area. They had a back entrance where they can travel back and forth from the wherever they were having the party at to where the kitchen was at. And that's why if you ever get a house that has back stairways, that's exactly what that's for. But anyway, that shows you how old the house is. But that's what I saw, the back staircase. So I already knew what that was. But still, it's just kind of not creepy and all. It's just kind of weird that you just have a door there, which should have been removed if you're turning. If it's a house, it's a different story. But if it's an apartment, the door should have been taken out and the wall should have been put there instead. And then there was the issue where one of the lights was missing in the bathroom, but not just missing. The entire structure where the light was at was completely broken off, and you can see components and parts sticking out from the socket. And then there was rust particles on it where they try to paint over. You can see the individual rust particles that we're trying to push through. Yeah, just, man, nice location. If that was my property, I'd went in and did the floors, new paint job, put in some stainless steel, maybe black appliances, ripped out all the cabinets and put in new cabinets in, new sink. Especially if you put in a brass sink. It's not a lot of money to put in a brass sink. It just has a nice touch to it. It really does. Or you can go stainless steel or copper. It's up to you and how you want to do it. But little things like that is what attracts people to when they go to an apartment first or a house. The first thing people look at, most likely, is going to be the bathroom and kitchen. The first thing is going to catch their eyes. Most likely the kitchen. Two places you're going to be in the most, to tell you the truth, besides the bedroom. But other than that, just stuff like that. If you have any weird, strange canary yellow or pastel pink tile, for God's sake, rip that stuff out. That stuff will turn people off in a minute. Literally, I've walked away from properties where the entire house looked absolutely gorgeous, but the bathroom had the most ungaudy freaking tile I've ever seen in my life. And that was such a huge turn off. I walked out of that situation. Remember one time we were looking at a house. It was nice, beautiful, gorgeous. I looked out the window. I was like, nope, we're gone. And she was like, what'd you see? There's a dog. Now, I got nothing against dogs, but there's a dog literally sitting right across. And if curious how long the dog is out there. Now, if the dog comes out, all right, no problem. He's going to come out, chill, whatever, and he goes back in the house. But that dog is out there 24/7. That means you're going to hear barking from sun up to sundown. And if the windows aren't double paned, then that's going to be another problem because you're going to hear whatever the dog is doing. If anything triggers up the dog, you're going to hear it in your house 24/7. I said, watch this. I shut the window, go. Dog starts barking, starts going off. I said, can you hear the dog? She said, yes, I can. The window's shut. You can still hear the dog, can't you? There you go. That's why. And it drives me freaking nuts. And every time I go out in the backyard, the dog will bark because the dog doesn't know me. He's just doing his job. Nah. So you had stuff like that, weird stuff like that. You gotta just look at all that stuff. But the place was really, really nice that he had. The location where it was at was really nice. The place, on the other hand, wasn't. Outside appearance is everything when you're renting out a place, because people can go there and if they literally see cigarette butts and if they see trash outside your building, it could be any from soda cans. That's a complete turn off for some people. They will walk out of that situation. They don't really bother with it. If you can't even clean up the front of it, God knows you ain't doing the work in the inside of it. If you can't do the little stuff on the outside, we know you're not doing any work on the inside. Yeah. Noise pollution policy. I love living in the building with a noise pollution policy because now those days are over for me. When I was blasting my system and playing everything, I was living in a house, no one was connected to me, and I did a lot of heavy demonstrations that required it. Now, don't really need it, don't require it. Doing a different form of demonstration now. It's more elegant, more subtle. Yeah. There's some things I had to go through. There's some stuff. Oh, man. One place I walked into, I'll never forget this. I'm 5'11". So I go to walk in, and I noticed that the ceiling met me first. So I'm looking up. I'm like, how short? The floor is too high or the ceiling too low? Something was wrong. But I know for one thing that I can look up and I can read the freaking serial numbers on the smoke detector with no problem. And the ceilings were just way too short. That was another problem. We're not doing that. That is not going to work. I would have jumped up my head or go through the ceiling. No, I'm good. That's another one. And like hiking the price. Oh man, I've seen 2 of those already. I'm not going to mention none of these places at the end of the day, but yeah, this is some of the crazy stuff I went through. One place I went to, I liked it. Had a nice backyard to it. But, I gotta get my charger. But, when I get in there, biggest mistake I made was telling them what I made. That was a dumb thing to do. Because I told them that I could give them 4 months with no problem. 4 months with no problem. And I should have never did that. Usually I do that with houses. If I want a place and my credit's not that good, I'll pay extra. Or they request me to pay extra and I'll pay it, no problem. This place I didn't have to. My credit's pretty good. I was able to actually my credit improved. So I was able to get that 1 month security. 1 month, that's it. That's all I have to pay. So that was pretty cool. But the other one place I moved into, rent was very reasonable, had a backyard, real nice and all. Neighborhood was quiet, went swinging around it with a car, because before I rent any place, I usually will pop up at the place late at night. And the reason why is because in the morning, sometimes you may not see some of the crazy stuff that you will see later on at night. You will actually see, like, where the freak did all this come from? It wasn't here when I moved in here. Yeah, that's what I usually do. Best place I tell people when to look at a house or apartment is when it's raining. Best time. Because if that place is leaking, you're going to see it. That's the best time to look at a place is when it starts to rain or something like that. Because if a roof is leaking, you will see it. You'll see anything that pops up besides that. But all right, so yeah, so what was it? Yeah, so the place is real nice. I liked it and all. And I made the comment that I'll give them 48 up front. Like I'll pay an extra month. So then they come back and they say, oh, well, now they want a little more. They want me to pay like first, second, and 3 security deposits. And I'm like, what? That's not what you guys said. At the beginning, you said it was first and second. I just offered to put a third in there, you know what I mean, to sweeten the pot, you know, to show you that I'm serious about renting the place out. But now you guys got greedy when you saw my statements and you decided to charge more money. And I said, well, deal's off the table. We're done. And I walked out. I don't do that nonsense in the day, because if you're going to hike the price up that fast, that quick, then who else what you're going to do at the end of the day? You're going to hike the price up for this. You're going to charge me for this. You're going to nick one dime and everything. I'm not going through that crap. I said, bye. We're done with that. Let's see. What was the other place? Was that one place I hiked it? Oh, yeah. The other place I hiked the price too. I was supposed to pay $17.45 for one place. And then after I sat down, had the conversation with them, came back in the next day to fill out I didn't want to do background checks, do my background checks. They said, oh, this is the apartment for $1,800. I was like, what? How do we go from freaking $745 to $1,800 that fast? Oh, it's always been that price. Got my paperwork, walked right out the door. You're not interested? Nope, I'm good. Yeah, I don't need that crap at the end of the day. No, I'm not desperate. the end of the day, if the Lord tells me to get up and go, I get up and go. We're done. That's it. At the end of the day, you have to understand, when you basically serve God, God's going to protect you. You got to know that. He's going to protect you. He's going to watch over you. He's going to bless you and make sure you have what you need. So if you're in a situation where don't be pushed into doing it, I could have been pushed into any one of those places. I'm living in this real small area right here. I could have had a devil come and say, oh, just sign the paper, just do this, want to do that. You just want to get out of here. You just want to show off what you got, blah, 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 blah. That's the devil telling me that nonsense. I'm like, nah, man, I ain't going into all that. I'll sit here in this small little area on how long God wants me to be here. And when it's time for me to go, I'll be patient and I'll be ready to go. And that's what you got to learn, to be patient. You got to learn discipline. And on top of that, I'm blessed the people that live here open up the doors, allow me and my cat to come in here while things were getting situated. So while I'm in this area right here, this is a blessing for me. I'm not ashamed of this. God put me here until it was my time, until it was ready for me to go to the next stage. Sometimes, even though you may want to move right away or do things right away, you have to sit and be patient and wait. He's always going to take care of you. He's always going to make sure you have everything you need. And that's what I did. Despite the trolls ranting and carrying on, oh, he lives with his mother, oh, this, oh, that, so that's just the devil himself carrying on. I didn't pay no mind at the end of the day. Because I would get up every day on this camera. I would show my 2 monitors. I'm in my little area right here, and I will do my job as I'm supposed to do. I will process my orders and do what has to be done. And I will not let the devil or people or anybody else pressure me doing anything else. I could have signed for any one of those properties and went through whatever nightmare it came with. But no, I went home, I sat in my spot, and I basically listened to the Lord, and I waited. Now I am blessed to move to a nice place, nice area, people that are interested in the technology, and it's a beautiful apartment. And at the end of the day, I could have let the devil discourage me and say, oh, God has forsaken you, God has forgotten you. You went from a great big house to this little place right here. I could have let him taunt me like that, but I didn't, because I've watched my Lord bless my hand over and over and over again. Why am I going to forsake him now? There you go. So I'm happy. We are blessed. We're going to our new place, and now we're going to be able to display some of the technology we wanted to display. And we're going to be working on putting in the Lord's hands for our commercials and what we need to do for our commercial properties. A couple places we're looking at, so we can basically start displaying some screens for this summer. It's a shame, people. You know what it is? Even when the Lord is blessing me, I try in the back of my mind to deal with these individuals. I do. You naysayers, at the end of the day, you got to understand this. You got to understand this. You can't take anything from me at all, period. You can't rob. You can't take anything from me. Everything I have comes from God. You can preach from sun up to sundown that I'm this, that, and the other, and I'm all these things you can preach. But guess who has the last say? God does. If I was what I was, God wouldn't bless my hand, and I wouldn't have what I have. And it's sad, because I feel sorry for you. And I do, because I know exactly that you have allowed the devil to twist you up on so many different directions. You don't know what's right or what's left. You don't know. He tells you all these lies, and you go out and you believe it, and you follow and you're behind his path. And look where it has gotten you at the end of the day. Some of you are going to court. You're going to be sued for a great deal amount of money, and you could possibly get jail time out of it. For what? I'm moving on. I'm going to get my place, and I'm going to develop new technology. My company's going to expand, and sooner or later I'm going to retire out in a bunch of acres with a lot of land, and me and my cat, and that's where I'm going to be retired at. And you guys, some of you guys are going to be could possibly go to prison over this stuff. Because now it's gotten to the point that all the nonsense and everything you guys talked about, now it's going to be in a court of law. And you're going to have to prove everything that you have done. Everything you said about me, you're going to have to go in and you're going to have to basically prove this is true. And if you don't, this is going to come with some very serious consequences. You may smile and laugh on camera and act like it's not bothering you, but I know it's bothering you. I have tried to give Jamie so many chances, and I have. I don't hate you. I really don't. I don't hate any of y'all. I really don't. There are days you do get on my nerves. There are days you do bother me. I'm only human. But I don't hate you at the end of the day. I don't. Why am I going to give the devil that satisfaction of filling my heart with anger and hatred towards someone? To give him that satisfaction, I give all that to God. But I have to do what I have to do, gentlemen. We have to go to court. We have to finish this. If there was any other way around it, if there was a way I could believe you at the end of the day, that you would apologize for your actions and choose never to bother me ever again, I would drop my lawsuits. I would drop that lawsuit. But I know at the end you won't. I know at the end that there is no way to help you. I know that you will continue on the path that you are. Even right now as we speak, he's in there messing with my account, spamming and calling me all kinds of nasty words. Some people are just made to self-destruct. So we have to follow through with it. All right, people. Well, this has been a nice talk. I'm happy. I'm giving praise to my Lord and all. And I'm going to get ready. I'm not going to be moving right away. Probably Saturday, most likely. I'm going to move. I'm going to be here for a bit. I got some things I got to take care of. And got some orders that got to go out for customers. And that's pretty much basically about it. All right. Got to go. Thank you all. Be safe out there. Enjoy the new year. God bless.